Well, it took us about 2 seconds to say yes when our good friend Linda Carmen from Martha White suggested today's recipe. We are making Lazy Days Blackberry Cobbler, and I think it's going to be your go-to dessert for the whole spring and summer. I love this idea.
Well, good. Well, you know, I'm to the point now where I've seen recipes come and go and then come back.
Right.
And I'm always surprised at how many people missed them the first time around.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think this is one of those kind of retro things. I remember it's one of the recipes that I thought was so odd the first time I saw it, when it said melt the butter and then you pour batter on top and do not stir. Then you put some other stuff on it, do not stir.
Right.
So you just keep putting it on, and then it does magical things.
Yeah, and it's so much easier than making a pie crust for a traditional cobbler.
It really is.
So this is great.
Real pie crust is delicious. I'll never.
Sure.
But this is different. This is good in a different way.
Yeah. All right. So we've already melted our butter. We put it in the cast iron skillet.
Right, and it calls for about a 3-quart casserole. I did it in the skillet because I just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
A cup of self-rising flour, so it's already got leavening and everything in it, and then you just stir in 3/4 of a cup of milk. So this is going to make the crust. And one of the things that I love about this is that it's got a lot of different, you've got that real kind of gooey bottom that's kind of tart with the blueberries, and then this crust comes up through it. It's real sweet and crisp on the top.
Yeah, so you got a little crunch,
so you've
and
got
a little goo.
Crisp, and I use salted butter because I love the kind of saltiness that butter brings to a recipe. So this doesn't have to be completely, there's just a few little big globs in there.
Okay.
So let's, so here's now this would be very liquid, and you just pour this batter on top.
Okay.
And then you may just sprinkle those around all over the top.
Distribute them evenly.
Yes.
And you're using fresh blackberries, which are so big and wonderful looking.
But
you could do frozen, right?
Oh yes, you can do frozen, but I remember picking wild blackberries as a child with my mother.
Yeah.
And these are so big that one of the things that some people object to is they have bigger seeds.
Right.
But we should be getting some local, we get local blackberries eventually, or maybe you can find some growing along the hedgerow or whatever you call it.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Could you do a mix of berries if you wanted to?
Oh yes, I really love like blueberries and what were you saying? Blueberries and raspberries?
Yeah, or peaches and blueberries. I think it's pretty in a cobbler.
It'll be nice. This is a 1/3 of a cup of sugar.
Okay.
I kind of blobbed a big old blob right there. I guess it really doesn't matter, but I didn't stir.
Right. Okay. So no stirring. You just dump it all in.
And then. This is what is just so bizarre. Whoever thought of this? Okay, so let's just pour some water on top.
Oh my gosh, that's weird, isn't it?
I know.
Okay.
And so this just makes that bottom, gives that bottom part. It actually turns into a kind of a dough, you know, or it's kind of a cross between dough and batter.
Yeah.
And then as it bakes, it all comes up through, and then you've got what was on the bottom is on the top.
Isn't it interesting? How long are you baking?
It bakes, the recipe says 40 to 50 minutes, so I baked it about 45 and it was done.
Yeah.
And probably, do it in an 9x13 pan if you want to, or some kind of casserole that's about 3 quarts. I like it in something that doesn't spread out too much because it gives you thicker, a little more goo on the bottom and thicker top.
Yeah.
So
what I love about this too, we were talking about this, if you kept berries in the freezer, you've got all the rest of these ingredients in your pantry, so this could be your go-to dessert if you need to make something at the last minute.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Be a good one.
I love it.
And we have some muffin mix recipes that are similar to this on the website. And now we have a gluten-free version, so
that's great.
If you need a gluten-free recipe, you can substitute that for the regular.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good to see you. All right.
Can't wait to make this at home. This is Lazy Days Blackberry Cobbler. It's online now in the Talk of the Town section at newschannel5.com, and more incredible recipes are online at marthawhite.com.